someone just paid $10,000 to sit in the nosebleed section of Madison Square Garden to watch the Knicks in the NBA Finals, and you might be sitting around doubting if you can charge a couple $100 for a session that might change someone's life. In this video, I want to make the case why charging premium prices is going to be better for you and for your clients. Before I get into it, my name is Lou Redmond, and I do one-on-one service work. And why this topic is resonant for me right now is because I just invested $10,000 into a new coach, the same amount that I could have went to this game. Now, what is more valuable? It depends what I value. What are people paying for when they go to this Knicks game? Remember, a basketball game is 60 minutes long. They're paying $10,000 for a 60-minute game, but they're paying for a lot more. They're paying for the energy to be there, to have that exhilaration, for their team to be something greater than themselves and being in that aura and having the story that they can tell for years and years to come that I was there. Now, that same person, maybe their own life is not going to be much different. Maybe they have a job that's not that fulfilling. Maybe they make a bunch of money because they have the money to spend on that, but they don't have a fulfilling job. Maybe they're in relationships that are disconnected or going through the same patterns and just not living their potential. Now, what is worth more? Now, that same person might see a coach that charges $10,000 and be like, whoa, that's insane. How can you pay one person $10,000? That same person could take $10,000 and spend 6 months of deep inner work going into themselves, understanding themselves and executing on their dreams. Instead of being in the arena watching other people live their dreams, they could live theirs. And of course, not everyone's going to see that value, but the right people will. And that's what I want to argue today, is that if you are in client and service-based work, if you work one-on-one with clients, your job is not to appease the masses. Your job is to solve a problem for people who will value that problem at a rate that allows you to not have to hustle from session to session, allows you to actually have more energy, a way that you can show up more for your clients. And that's one of the points I want to make, is that when you charge more, you show up differently and your client shows up differently. I was working with a therapist for a couple sessions. This therapist was seeing 30 clients a week. Both sessions, he came to our time 7 minutes late. He was rushing, he wasn't present, and I was frustrated. I'm like, man, I'm waiting on here for 7 minutes. And I could feel that energy. There wasn't a lot of energy from me. And during the week, I didn't really care to do some of the things that we talked about. There was no energy there. You can bet that me investing $10,000 into this coach, that not only am I taking action in between sessions, but I'm feeling it all the time. I'm in this energy and I'm being differently. I can feel the shift in just saying yes and moving into this container. It reminds me of a friend who once invested $18,000 in a coach, and he called me up and said, Lou, it feels so good to give this money and give this to myself. Of course, the coach makes the money, but it was an awareness that he was investing in himself and he was worth that. It was a message to his subconscious that I'm worth investing $18,000 into. And so as a client, you show up differently. You show up ready to work. And as a coach, you show up differently. You show up with presence. You have space in your schedule because you're not having to see 30 clients a week. You're showing up and you're ready to serve. You're there for them in between, however you structure your container. But there's more energy. Seth Godin always talks about how lowering your prices is a race to the bottom. It's the better strategy is to get better clients. Better clients pay more and demand more. They're more committed. And so when they're more committed, you have to show up more. They get better results. You get better testimonials. You get more confidence in your services. You are able to keep charging more and you attract better clients. And it's a virtuous cycle. If someone can pay 5 figures to go to a basketball game, I promise you there are people out there that value what you do at a higher rate than what you are currently charging. So you might have objections. Lou, aren't there coaches with no experience charging astronomical amounts? Yes. Is that unethical? It depends. I would have to talk to their clients. One of my favorite Tony Robbins stories he tells is that he used to get critiqued because he didn't have the right credentials. And he would tell people that I have a PhD in results. And so his clients were getting the results. And so that's really what matters. If someone perceives the value in the coach and what they're offering and actually gets the value, that's what matters. Now, if someone's trying to make false claims and manipulate people into paying for things, now, yeah, of course, that's unethical. So there's a lot of nuance here. But what I want to pull you away from is what I notice sometimes is this idea, this righteousness, this holier than thou around what's right about money, when it just really comes down to story and perceived value in what you're offering. Some people see value of $180,000 in a watch. Others see $300,000 in college. Some judge money, yet are constantly anxious about it. No one is going to magically pay you more. If you worked at a company, you've probably already experienced this. You always feel like you should be having more than what other people are going to pay for you. And so when you end up working for yourself, you are the one that has to value yourself. No one's going to value you until you value yourself. And breaking out of the paradigms of, oh, well, what is this per hour? Because again, people are paying $10,000 for a 60-minute basketball game. And so instead of thinking that they're paying for an hour with you, what they're paying for is the entire time. They're paying for how they're thinking about the work in between their life, how they're feeling more confident, how they're more connected, taking more chances. Just as right now, I'm paying $10,000 for a coach, I'm getting that value, not just in our 60-minute sessions. It goes beyond that. So I share this as someone who's I'm on both sides of this table, and I can tell you from both sides that when it's the right fit. Again, it's got to be the right fit. It's got to be the right connection. I'm not saying to just start throwing money to anyone. When it's the right fit, that actually more money and more energy makes a more potent space for transformation and something to really happen and you to really be committed to your work on both ends of the spectrum, as a client, as a coach. Another objection, you might be like, Lou, well, I want to help people that don't have a lot of money. And I want to help someone like me who 10 years ago, I didn't have the money. I couldn't afford what I charge now. And this is a very common thing. And what I could say is that you're going to be able to help those people a lot more if you're not in need, if you're not stressed about the next client or the next person coming through, that you're going to have more to give. You're going to have more free time to create free offerings, or you're going to have more space to say, well, you know what? This person can't afford my rate, but I have scholarships, or I'm going to work with this person, or I'm going to do pro bono coaching with 1 or 2 clients every quarter because I have the built-in space for my business model to work. And I'll say that if you're wanting to work with people who can't afford what you have, you're looking at a charity and not a business. And that's not wrong. I would just say that if you have a charity, then you still have to value your charity and fundraise and ask people for money. So the core tenet of learning to value yourself, asking for that value, still speaks. I just want to be clear. Here's what I'm not saying to do. I'm not saying to make people spend money they don't have and create distress. I'm not saying to manipulate people into doing something that is not in their best interest. I'm not saying to charge just any price because, yeah, I'm just going to charge that number without understanding your own relationship to it, without letting it sit in yourself, in your body, and understanding your own comfort zone and your own integrity of what you can deliver and what you can hold for the client. And what I'm not saying is to seek money for the sake of money. Some people are going to see this video and they're going to judge. They might call me greedy. They might have this energy that of oh yeah, being greedy. If I'm asking for money, I'm being greedy. Not the case. If anything, when you're able to charge more, you can think about money less. It's not a problem in your life anymore. It becomes we can let it just be the tool that it's meant to be, so that we can do the work that we're here to do. That's really what it can create, the tool that it is. I heard this recently from Myron Golden. I thought I really loved it. It's instead of using people and loving money, we can use money and love people. Use money, love people. That's what money is meant to be. Money is meant to be used, not people. So Yeah, I hope this resonates. I'm sure it brings some stuff up. I'd be open to hearing what it brings up in the comments. And thanks for listening. And if you would like help on your solopreneur journey, whether it's getting the confidence to charge more for your value, to believe in your value, or just being around a community of other people, learning how to step into your purpose, I'd like to invite you to join my free weekly community called Meraki Sessions. These sessions will help you in your business, your life, and just staying connected to the why of why you do this, why you do your work. So please go check it out in the description below. I'd love to see you there.